Hello everyone. Today I was going to do a video explaining what SARMs are. A lot of people never heard about them, and some people might tune into my channel for other things and wonder like what's he talking about when he says SARMs. So here's the basic breakdown. SARMs stands for Selective Androgen Receptor Modulator. The androgenic qualities in a guy are the qualities that make you give you all your male characteristics. The more physical strength, the facial hair, all the male characteristics. That's the androgenic properties. So a SARM targets the androgenic properties of a male. Basically, how SARMs came about was back in the mid to late 90s, whenever people had a serious medical condition, type of conditions where they needed chemotherapy or similar treatments, and they would be in the hospital, and they would be getting weaker, and their muscles would just get smaller and smaller, and they would kind of waste away a little bit, because a lot of chemo treatments, not only do they target the disease, but they also kind of weaken your entire body. And the scientists were trying to figure out what can we give someone during this time to either prevent or slow down all their muscles wasting away and their body getting weaker. And well, they all knew at the time that steroids, is very effective in putting on more muscle on you, and that probably would have prevented a lot of the patients from getting weaker, but it had a lot of negative effects. The reason they didn't want to go with steroids is because it has the effect of giving you added muscle, but it also has a whole list of negative side effects. And a lot of those side effects, when you're healthy, it might take years for those side effects to really mess a person up. But when you're already in a really weakened state, you don't want the side effects that come along with steroids. There are a lot of negative side effects on your organs. A lot of side effects on a person's heart, and on their liver, and just other organs. And so they didn't want to take a person who was already in a very weak situation and give them steroids. It just would have been a bad combination. So they went in the lab, and they started trying to isolate. We want to just isolate affecting your muscular system, and prevent the negative side effects. And so that's when SARMs was created. The SARMs have the ability to selectively target your androgen receptors, which is how they get the name. And so it selectively goes to your muscular skeletal system, and there's pretty much minimal to no side effects whatsoever on any of your organs. All the studies they've been doing have not come up with any noticeable side effects on your organs. So they were able to get the positive benefits without the negatives. And here's where the tricky part comes in. The FDA has not approved all these different SARMs. The reason they're still classified as a SARM and you can't go in a health store and buy them is the FDA hasn't approved them. And so people automatically assume if the FDA hasn't approved something, then it must be bad for you, or something must be wrong with it, otherwise they would have approved it. But it's not that simple. I could make a long video on just the FDA and how messed up they actually are. But for one thing, when you're trying to approve something in the medical industry, it takes many, many years to get through the patent and the approval. And also, it takes millions and millions of dollars. And so for whatever reasons, the FDA hasn't approved these different things, but it doesn't mean that they're bad for you at all. It's just a whole bunch of red tape and a bunch of political nonsense. So what they do is they're not allowed to market it as a supplement, and they're not allowed to market it as something that can treat or prevent any illness. If they do, they will be sued and shut down. The FDA will clamp down on them. So when they sell it, they have to say, for research purposes only, not for human consumption. So if they tell you it's not designed to take, the substance itself is not illegal. So, but like I said, the FDA made it illegal to sell it as a supplement. So it says for research purposes only, and so a lot of people, when they if they get some where they read the bottle, it says not for human consumption. That scares them, but it doesn't mean oh gosh, this is poison, a human should not take this. It just means that you know, a lot of politicians weren't getting paid millions of dollars to push it through and pass it, like a lot of other things that have gotten passed by the FDA. It was all based on the almighty dollar. Politicians get paid to pass things through, vote a certain way, and they're, for one reason or another, they're not allowing these SARMs to go through, probably because they're so effective. But anyway, that's what SARMs are. It's perfectly legal to purchase. The FDA has only made it illegal to state that it's for human consumption, but it's not illegal for people to take them. Meaning, let's say if there's a cop standing there and you go, look, I got a SARM, I'm taking it. It's not illegal whatsoever to take. It's just illegal for companies to state that it's okay to take it for a supplement. And that's what SARMs are. There's different types of SARMs. A lot of the SARMs are designed to help muscle recovery, to expedite muscle recovery. And they target straight to your muscle cells, so that when you are doing strength training, it gives you a little added benefit. They're not as strong as steroids, but they're much stronger than what you would buy in a health store. Like if I had to say my best guess based on all the research I've done, I would say, let's say whatever level a typical steroid gives you in results, let's say this is the level that a steroid gives you. This is the extra benefit that a supplement from the health store gives you. If the steroid is here, SARMs get you about there. So they're probably like 50% the power of someone taking a steroid. So they're not that intense, but they're absolutely better than, you know, buying something off the shelf at your local health store. And that's basically what SARMs are. Some of them also help benefit in fat loss. So the main two things, well, there's three things that a lot of different SARMs can focus on depending on what you buy. Fat loss, another is added muscle recovery, muscle and recovery, which is healing, and fat loss, muscle recovery. Okay, those are the three: fat loss, healing, and added muscular benefits. Those are the three different areas that SARMs benefit in. I'm sorry if I don't sound real scientific or talk real professional, but I'm trying my best to translate what I know through my mouth. And I'm not a scientist, but that's what SARMs are. Thanks for watching. This is Eagle Owl.